Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
So we just watched Dog Day Afternoon, Al Pacino in the 70s, where he still kind of has the Michael voice, but his face is starting to turn into Devil's Advocate Al Pacino. His face starts changing type shit. All right, I've seen this before, so I'm just going to clear the floor for you guys. What do you guys think?
Excellent fucking movie.
Very good movie.
More?
See, you get the whole. It's an actual plot. That's something we haven't seen, really. There's a beginning, middle, and end. We got that.
Yeah, I think it's a solid movie. Solid. Very solid, actually. I mean, I'm gonna let you guys fly on this if you wanna. If you don't, I'll ramble on. But if you got something to say, just go ahead and say it.
The whole idea of. So they start out with. They had a simplistic plan, and within their first 5 minutes, it all went wrong.
Yeah.
First 2 minutes, even the third guy that was with them, I can't do this. I gotta go home.
Runs away.
Yes.
It took 10 minutes to fucking take the money.
You could tell these are like, you're not real like bank rob. You're not professional criminals. You're not any of that shit. You're like some. I don't know what it was. It's like a fantasy of what a bank robbery would be type of thing. Oh, I'll get the money and I'll give it to whatever. I'll give it to Leon to get a fucking boob job or something and or whatever.
No, they were getting the bank when it only had $1,100.
Yeah.
Yeah. They robbed the bank at the worst possible time and they got caught.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
But he knew a little bit about banks too. Because
Yes.
he worked at one, I guess, he said.
Yes.
So
used to be a
that was significant.
He honestly had like one of the most calmest hostages ever. Like all his hostages.
Well,
and seeing the 70s cameras, that's crazy in a bank.
Yeah.
I didn't know they had cameras, like security cameras back in the 70s.
Yeah.
All you do is like spray paint them, and then you're good. Just get some black spray paint. You're good. It's weird. It was initially, you could see how like there's at least like a plan that they had in mind, that Sonny and Sal, and I guess the third guy too, kind of had a plan, and then it just went to shit. Absolutely to shit. Like Sonny was so confident when he's like, don't touch that bell. I know that's like a tripwire or something for like an alarm. Don't do that. Like he has like everything planned out and then all that shit, and then it's just like, yeah, it's not gonna work out. Like there's gonna be a shit show now. But they're not like, they weren't like malicious killer. Well, I mean, maybe Sal was like part of him was, maybe not entirely, but like he's kind of just following Sonny.
Before I go to prison.
Yeah. That was the big thing for him. But at the same time, like until then, he's still just kind of just following Sonny.
Right.
But he was
and
still
Sonny,
as a big threat.
Right. Like neither one of them wanted to kill anybody. All we get today in movies is first we'll kill somebody to let them know we're serious. That's in almost every bank robber movie. Common day. Maybe there's a few.
There's a mix. There's a decent mix of it, but these. I don't know, the way they bring out the characters, right? Because you're not starting with some sort of flashback of who this guy or that guy is. There's no real like, who are these people? There's no real moment of that. You're learning it as the movie keeps going on. Except for
Did
Sal.
it start
Not
with?
really.
Did it start with them in the car getting ready to go, or
Yes.
okay?
It starts with the three dudes in the car getting ready to go into that particular bank. Right? And
Working out the plan,
Sal-
talking about it a little bit.
Yeah, Sal goes in first, right? And he has the suitcase with the gun. He holds it up to the manager, and then it's Sonny with the it looked like a gift, but there's like a rifle on it, right? So yeah, they were coordinated.
Give me a second, I gotta pee. I'll be back in just a second.
Yeah, do your thing. They were coordinated. They were ready to go. It's just, but they're also they're kind of fuck ups too. Like they're not, cold blooded, meticulous fucking thieves and shit like that. They're like, it's on a whim. It's on Sonny's whim, to be honest with you. He's just leading with his heart, which is why he's there in the first place. As weird as the reason is, to get, I guess, plastic surgery for his new wife, because I guess his old wife is just annoys the fuck out of him to such a degree.
Yet he's still with her too. That's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was like a little bit of a message there, politically, of like, or socially, I guess, of like, yo, we can't, like, when he's asking a news reporter, dude, like, yo, how much do you make? When he's like asking, like, why would you rob a bank? It's like, dude, I don't have enough money to do the shit I want to do. How come? Like, how much money do you make? Why don't you get a job, Sonny? Like, that's what he's asking him. He's like, fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of like a social narrative there, which would
Right.
be relevant to today. I think people would recognize with it. I thought I'd recognize with it when I was in high school, when I first saw this movie. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of interesting. All right.
Why wouldn't the news anchor just tell him how much he made? It's like, I ain't telling this bank robber. It might save some people if I just answer his questions.
Well, look at the idea of, he cut him off when he started saying, what the fuck do you, like, he started saying fuck, right? So thus he cut him off the line. Like, it's about image, right? So if he gives out the image that, like, I'm not your everyday American, bro. I make, in the 70s or whatever, like, I'd make $1,000 a week. In the 70s, be like, oh, you're filthy fucking rich.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Right.
could he actually say that on the air? I don't think he would be allowed to say that.
No.
So that's
Right,
why,
and that's the point.
yeah.
It draws that question in. Why couldn't he answer that?
Exactly. And everything Sonny was saying in regards to the cops, right? As scatterbrained as Sonny was, right? Where he's just like all over the place, kind of. He's like, put the fucking guns down, put the gun down. Like, he's like very scattered and like shook and all. Yeah, exactly. Like all over the place. He's still like pointing out like, kid, like if we take like a hostage at the very end, it needs to be like a woman who has kids at home and shit like that. She's a wife and has kids at home, because if you're just some dude, like, they might just shoot you just to kill us. As
right.
our hostage. Like, there's a little bit of social commentary in there that I think is interesting.
Right. Well, men are, we're our entire lives we're trained to be sacrificial anyway. So.
It's, well, socially, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, there's something to that. I think that's what.
I like Bill Burr on that though.
What do you say?
He has a joke. If they ask to save the hostages, they always ask for the women and children first. He's like, well, what about me? I bleed.
But it's kind of true though, right?
Right.
So
And he's like, that's why we get paid $1 more an hour. Because if the Titanic sinks, y'all get on the lifeboats, and we go down with the ship.
these people out here today with the fuck the police shit. It's like, imagine a '70s cop. Like these motherfuckers,
Right.
they don't give a fuck, bro. They will boot stomp you.
What's a camera? We own the cameras, motherfucker.
Exactly.
They're on if we want them on.
What is CBS News with a fucking backpack camera gonna fucking chase someone down? Like, no, stop.
Say, oh,
No,
right here, you got 200 milligrams of coke or some shit. Like, oh, look,
right,
we just found this on you.
right. And they choose what you see.
Yeah.
Big time back then.
Yeah.
Like, the dude said fuck and he got kicked off the air.
So it's like, yeah.
It's-
There's I don't even know if it's social. Yes, it is social commentary. I think that's on purpose. But at the same time, they're showing things that we wouldn't even like. That are social commentary, but they're not doing it on purpose. If you get what I mean, like, it's just a time. Just a time period. Good.
Okay, so we're gonna interview this bank robber over the phone. We want to see what he thinks. Whoa, whoa, whoa! He got mad. Oh, that's bad character. We can't have that on the air. What? This is the main story, and you don't want to hear why it's your main story? No. We curtail this the way we want it curtailed.
Well, they didn't have the technology, Dubster. See, look at this. Think of
A
like
phone? Yeah, they did.
no. Think of this. Think of the NBA, right? And you're watching on Christmas Day, and Russell Westbrook goes up for a layup, and he gets fucking elbowed in the head. He's like, "Fuck!" Guess what? You'll never hear it because it's on time delay, and they can edit that shit out in real time before it reaches your TV. They didn't have that
Right.
then, so then they're like, "Yo, we just got to cut you off if you say like something wrong, like, sorry to
No,
the
they
audience
did.
for
They
hearing
had
such."
those. Yeah, it's been around since. Well, I don't know when it's been around, but I assume it's been around forever like that.
That's too
They've
live
had
though.
time-
That's calling the bank robber in the bank. That's not, you know.
Time
Am I
delay
around
for the airing.
Okay.
For the airing, I think 5 to 11 seconds is the time delays. They've had that forever on. Even Rush Limbaugh had it. He would do. He just has a. Like, it's
Rush
always
Limbaugh
recorded
is-
like 10 or 11 seconds later. Like, before. 10 or 11 seconds before it's aired.
In the 70s?
I think that's a pretty old thing. Just in case.
I don't think so.
Maybe.
Because they've always had the what's it called? The censors are.
Yeah,
The censors are date back to Alfred Hitchcock. So I think that's probably a real thing all the way back then.
Oh, all right.
They were stricter
I don't
on censoring, but they were but they didn't have the delay technology.
I wouldn't think they would.
Well, I don't know
like
when
that.
it was invented.
That's why they just like in the movie they just cut the feed, right? Not saying that means represents real life. I'm just saying like maybe that's what they would just cut the feed like please stand by.
Yeah.
Like that shit. The elevator music starts popping on and all of that. But all right. Anything you want to say more about the plot or story or something you thought was interesting? Anyone?
This is where we just kind of walk through the movie.
Say that again? Sorry.
Let's just kind of walk through the movie, like what
Okay.
happened throughout the movie.
Oh, all right. We went through the kind of basically the beginning, right, of Sal and Sonny, and then the third guy leaving, and right, they pretty aggressive, I guess, with the hostages. But at a certain point, people get it's like comical because of how like I guess, comfortable even the hostages get at a certain point. Right? The one lady, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm on TV, yo, hey yo." Right? I think that's after the phone call with with like primetime news that Sonny had. I think when she goes outside, right, and brings the security guard out there, she's like, "Oh my god, I'm on TV." Like you can start seeing the tone change to where you feel the audience as an audience member, and I guess the characters themselves feel like a less threatening atmosphere in regards to Sonny and Sal. Even though Sal's quiet and he's standing there with a gun, he's like he's like no bullshit type of look on his face. It's still relatively like comfortable because of what Sonny's doing. He was like the main personality. The
Okay,
main
I
talker
looked
a
it
little
up.
bit. What's up?
I looked at it. It's called broadcast delay, and it was invented in the 50s or the 60s.
Really? Okay. Well, they had no choice but to delay. Like they weren't like
Yeah.
directly feeding into like someone's TV. Like it's not happening simultaneously. Like today's shit, they actually have to like add a delay to do that because their shit's probably like there very quickly, if that makes sense. Like their speeds of information being going from their cameras to your TV is much faster than it was in 50s, 60s, 70s. Right? So I assume they have to actually put a delay on to delay that feedback. Like if it was like a performance, right, where they know the show, they know there's not going to be an NBA player yelling "fuck, I just got fouled, fuck you, ref." Like they know that's not going to happen. It'd probably be a very small delay, right? Depending on where you are, maybe even. Whatever. Who cares? All right, the movie. Jeez.
He was talking about them being comfortable with, like, that they're not threatening. Yeah, and I felt that from the people around the police. They started cheering for Sonny, right? Like at different
Yeah.
points.
Yes.
That's where I first felt that, like, non-threatening.
Yeah. And Sonny was getting into it. He's like, "Yeah, Attica," as we said earlier. It's like, yeah, he's into it. He realized the crowd is into it. Actually, something interesting that happens kind of later in the movie is the FBI agent, Sheldon, or whatever, where he's like, "Just sit still in the car. Just sit still. We'll take care of Sal for you." Where he's like, even he doesn't view Sonny as a threat in a way. Did anyone see that or pick up on that? Hello? Earth Discord? Anyone? I saw that shit. I thought
What
that was
happened? So what?
where Sheldon, the FBI agent Sheldon, right? The dude you said was like really creepy.
Yeah.
That dude, he said, "Hey Sal, just sit still. We'll take care of Sal or Sonny. Just sit
Yeah,
still."
yeah.
take
They
it.
knew Sal was the actual threat.
Yeah, I hear you now, Dubster.
Okay. Well, when
Yeah.
Sheldon walked into the building, he was
He was
reading
sizing him up, yeah.
Sal.
Like Jordan
Yes,
said.
Yeah.
he scoped out that entire room. He's like, "Okay, this is what we're
Sal's
dealing
the
with."
guy to worry about.
Yeah,
Oh
which
man,
is kind of fucked up, but you know.
I was not expecting the switch from Marathi to Sheldon, and it changed the entire atmosphere. You could just smell it from then on,
True.
without him even saying, "We'll take out Sal." It was just like you knew it became a deadly game at that point.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if the FBI was having all these other things happen in the background. Yo, cut the AC. Have guys try like climb the roof in the back or whatever. Like little things like that. Like the FBI was like kind of having their hands on that Moretti didn't realize. Like I didn't give the command for that. It's like, oh, maybe this fucker was. Maybe he was giving the commands for all this shit that started happening. just to, you know, just to fuck with them a little bit, just to irritate them and see like what level they might go to.
Right, and that's why they do that. They want that your what is it called? Your aggression to rise, or anxiety. Your anxiety to rise,
Yeah.
because that would get you tripping.
Yeah. Geez, what else?
Oh, he put his mom in front of him too. He's
Yeah.
like, that was he. You should all where Flash Sheldon, whenever he was with his mom, it was like he was like, "I'm figuring you out."
Yeah. Yeah. Even the way he did he gave like the 10-minute signal, like 10 minutes and the car will be here type thing. The way he gave the
Mhm.
signal was like kind of dark and creepy, like a, I don't know, like he's
You're not in charge. Don't
Yeah.
think you're in charge.
Like he's some fucking Frankenstein of Sonny's brain. Like he's like manipulating
What
him in a way.
was it? The Tywin character in Game of Thrones said,
Yeah.
anyone who says they're king is not king." And when Al Pacino said, "I'm the boss here,"
Yeah. It's all like they do it off camera. There's a lot of it that's off camera. Like the Leon dude, right? The Moretti guy's like, I can't. He won't talk to you. I can't. He doesn't want to talk to you. I'll try later. The FBI guy gets Leon on the phone immediately. He threatened to shit at him with something. Like, yo, do you want to go to jail forever, or do you want to like help us out here? Like, he threatened him somehow. Like that's my guess.
because Leon said it. They're telling me I'm gonna be considered an accessory.
Yes. Explain. the
Marathi
stories.
said that to him. Marathi said that to him, didn't he?
Yeah, but Moretti was like kind of a pushover. He's just like desperately trying to, because okay, when somebody's like, put the guns down, put the guns down.
Detective.
Yeah,
I'm just the lead detective here. I don't really know how to handle this shit.
yeah, he had basically no idea what he was doing. He was just trying to like, okay, how do I make sure these guys don't get killed? And this FBI dude's the opposite. He's just like cold-bloodedly like assessing the situation and
Right.
finding a way.
I've been
like,
trained to handle this,
yeah,
and I'm not gonna present myself right now.
yeah,
That was even cold. Like, yeah, I'm here, but he doesn't need to know who I am yet.
yeah, exactly. He's like, I've been the boss the whole time, but I'm not saying I'm the boss. Like I'm just I'm kind of just back here, watching this dude do his thing. Moretti, watch him do his thing, and then crunch time, I'll come in and do what I gotta do. Yeah,
And that was another failure of Al Pacino's character of not noticing who the real boss was.
yeah,
And
well,
that was actually brilliantly written. Because
well,
other movies today, they'd be like, he's psychoanalyzing the cops like he's better, and then somehow he still loses at the end. That's how like modern day movies work.
well, you gotta
Well, if
realize
you're
that these movies came
better,
first.
then all right.
These movies came first, and it's like, okay, we've seen it before. Now we gotta do something different. So I understand why people do plot twists and reveals at the end and all that shit. I understand. I'm not fucking knocking him for that. It's just like a lack of creativity.
Well, I'm just thinking like military. Like, what does the general do? He sends the privates in and the sergeants, but he's in the back. You may have a sergeant that's a leader that will directly address, be in the front, and lead, but he's in the back plotting,
Yeah.
and he can look at it, and that's what like they do. There's like, well, these are sacrificial lambs. If it doesn't work out for the sergeant, I'll promote one of these privates.
If all that shit failed, and if all that shit with Moretti failed, and then Sal and Sonny turned around and just shot everyone in the fucking bank, Moretti would get the blame for it. It wouldn't be the FBI guy. He would not get the blame for that. He'd be like, I tried to tell him. He fucked up.
Right. He disobeyed orders.
It is something that Sonny was picking up on. Like, he wanted to talk with the person in charge. He was saying like about like, well, if you have to, when he asked for a helicopter and he said he has to call it in, well, he's like, let me talk to that person. You're not in charge then. Like, let me talk to whoever you have to ask. And
See, he should have.
But he wasn't ready for the real thing. He wasn't ready.
Sheldon was already there, but he didn't want to talk to him yet.
Yeah. Little by little.
That's the failure of the bank robber. I mean, and that's good for the movie because it's like he's a rookie, dude. He's a rookie bank robber.
Yeah.
He's not
even a bank robber.
He's not a fucking genius. He's not a genius at it.
No, he's not even a bank robber. He's
like a regular person.
He's like on a whim type of shit, bro. He's just like just going with it. That some plan that he thought was genius in his head, in his apartment, writing it down or whatever the fuck. It's like didn't realize how like silly it is, or how other people think too. Like other people can figure that out in seconds or whatever. He didn't think of it. He didn't think it all the way through. All the way through.
Bank manager kind of read him and like, he ain't gonna kill nobody. I'll just call the cops. Because that's what happened, right?
They didn't say. Did they? I don't think they said.
Well, I mean, at one moment he's on the phone, and the next moment there's cops across the street in the bakery.
Yeah, but there's people like seeing them through across the street. Remember the insurance guy walked up, was like, "Yo, everything good?" He's like, yeah, everything's wonderful.
But he didn't give like a tell to him.
No, maybe the bank manager did. So, or maybe I don't know. For me guessing, part of me thinks like someone figured it out. No, that wouldn't make sense. If like the cops were on the phone with him at certain points.
When he was on the phone, he stood up and like basically admitted, "I called the cops." Like,
fuck,
you can't go anywhere.
Maybe I missed it. Maybe he did.
I think he did. I'm pretty sure that's what I remember.
Okay. All right. Let's get to the meat and potatoes. Grades and recommendations. God. Whoever wants to go.
8.1.
8.1. That's a strong grade.
I recommend.
And he recommends. Okay. Any words behind that, or that's what you're just going with?
Words like what? Like,
well, like a reason why you want it, or why you have it at that grade.
I got it at that grade because it's like it was highly entertaining. It was highly what's the word? It was like not captivating. I wouldn't say captivating, but it's like like a lot of themes are like holy shit, like they're throwing a lot at you, and they don't seem to make sense, but somehow it all comes together. I just wish Sal didn't die at the end.
You took one in the big ass forehead, bro.
No, Christians gotta be martyrs, man.
No, there was definitely some like what's the word? Not flubs, but like could have been done a little bit better, but it's like nah, like definitely they went out there and it hit home.
Okay. I mean, yeah. This movie will, in my opinion, would hold most people's attention
Yeah.
if not anything else. Even if you don't, if you walk away with like a lower score than yours, it'll still like you'll still be paying attention to it. There's nothing where you're like just all of a sudden just like fuck, this is boring and stupid. I think it actually holds your attention, so I'll give him that. Anyone else with a grade, score, and a reason?
It's very comedic.
Yes, it's definitely a funny movie. This should be somewhat in a dark comedy category
Yeah, definitely.
for sure.
It's very Fargo like.
Yes, that's actually yes, that'd be very very suiting for this. Definitely Fargo like a crime comedy. What the fuck's gonna happen type thing.
Like you could see the Coen brothers getting motivations from this one.
Yeah.
The people who made Fargo.
No, this is not the Coen brothers. Right? It's not.
No, he's asking the Coen brothers make Fargo.
Yes, they made Fargo. There's no way they made this.
Nah. A little bit before their time.
Get the artist name so I don't. I don't know, last time I saw this,
Remember
high school.
I can barely remember actors. I'm not really gonna remember directors.
Sidney Lumet. He did 12 Angry Men. Holy shit. He did. Oh my god.
The Jury? The
He-
Jury movie?
He did Network, which is one of the movies we should
Oh shit!
watch again.
That's a great movie. That's a
Network is
great
one of my
movie.
favorite movies ever. It's a great
That
movie.
was the guy he starts yelling and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The news anchor.
Yeah.
Go to
that's
your
cool.
window and yell out.
Like
I'm
watching
fucking
this shit.
pissed.
Watching this shit makes me want to watch Clockwork Orange and shit.
Ah, okay. Well, yeah. There's a bunch of movies we should watch.
The
He
Shining.
did The
oh,
Wiz? No, he didn't. Did he do The Wiz with Michael Jackson and all that shit? He did.
What?
God dang.
That's different. Okay.
This guy's
But-
prolific.
But Network, yes.
Okay.
I'm mad as hell. I'm not going to take it anymore.
That's what he says.
Yeah. Iconic, man. Iconic movie. Anyone else? Grades? Recommendations?
Yeah, I definitely recommend this. I think for me, the whole story came together. Like I'm following it, but when he talked to the news reporter, that for me was telling me why this was all happening, and it just made a lot more sense. I felt more connected with the situation as opposed to like, okay, he went from bank robber to like, hey, this is like any person, might experience this, and it just somehow, right? Like
Okay.
he's it kind of changes the story,
Which
In
which part are you talking about? With the
the news reporter when he's going through that, he's explaining to the reporter on the, well, I guess it looked like it was on the phone, but it was on the camera.
okay.
And
Alright.
he was saying, he started to explain that even like what people are making, when he asked about how much you make, and then what about
Yeah.
how much the bank tellers are making, and like we're all kind of suffering here. Like the guy's playing them like, why don't you just get a job? Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Did do that.
yes,
Um,
like logically that makes sense to ask that, but it doesn't make sense. Like it's just really condescending as well in that
Yeah.
situation, and so it turns like everybody. It kind of flips the whole story for me at that point.
It could have been the reason why the crowd was out there fucking
Yeah,
cheering them on and
it
shit.
made that make sense. Yeah, exactly. Like when you see the crowd turning towards him, like and being sympathetic to him, like okay, that it all kind of came together because of that.
The crowd and the employees that he's holding hostage. Because like he was like, how much do you make? What, $100 a week? $115 a week? Whatever the fuck, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he turned it on to the fucking reporter, and he's like, yo, how much do you make, anchor man? It's like, so this is not about me. It's like, okay. To where he becomes like a man of the people type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
in a way.
No, I relate to you. Please do not question this.
Yeah, I mean that little scene, like if that wasn't in the movie, I mean it would still be the same movie, but I think that really kind of pulls it all together for me.
It was
Okay.
real impactful.
He was confused too. He's like, "What do you mean? Why am I robbing a bank? Like, it's for the money. Can't you get a job? Huh? Can't you just get a job?" He's like, "How much money do you make? Like, tell me that." I think it was a little bit more awkward on Sonny, Al Pacino's character, on his side, because he was kind of stuttering and stammering about how to like explain like anything in regards to that. Like he was like dancing around a bit. But the overall like pullback message for him was still about like, it's like, well, for money, that'd be the main point of robbing a bank. And hey, why do you need money? Why don't you get a job? Like, well, how much money do you make? Can we actually like, will me robbing a bank actually even catch me up to you?
Like real people, right? Are you
Yeah.
are you living like real people?
Basically, I think that's part of it. But I still think Sonny was still like enamored and like
Point out the disconnect. He was talking to someone that he was totally disconnected from.
yeah. He should have been like, "Hey, man, if you have a trans girlfriend, like, how like would you be able to just pay for it right away?" And like the news anchor probably could just pay for it.
He didn't know that yet, or at least they didn't talk about that yet.
Well, yes, but I'm just saying, like, if that was the reason of him robbing a bank, right? Would this news anchor, would he be able to just pay for it normally with the job he just has? That would be I would assume so, right? What was it, like $2,500? I think was the thing they put in there.
Like you said, 2,700, but yeah.
Or yeah. So yeah, there's commentary there. Do you have a grade and recommendation, Jesse?
Just that, yeah, I recommend the movie. But that's it.
Okay. Dubster, do you have a grade and recommendation and a reason why?
Well, 8.1, all agree to that.
8.1, okay.
Because they put another gay behind bars.
No, but he was like also MGTOW too. So you like
He was married to a woman as well.
What do you do with that? And she was apparently so annoying that he had to leave. He couldn't take it anymore, man.
He's just like, will you shut up, honey? Shut the fuck.
He was tilted.
I was getting like the Married with Children vibe. He's just like, I can't do this. Fucking goddamn it. Do you ever fucking listen to me? Well, you don't love me and you can't communicate. I'm trying to communicate. My words are, shut the fuck up. So I can explain something to you, dumbass.
Oh my god. MGTOW shines in 1979 or whatever the fuck it is.
That's when it was prime, I think, right?
Say that again? Sorry?
It was when it was prime.
Well, for me, yeah, a solid movie. Like, it held my attention the entire time. The deeper concepts that I guess are or for them, the deeper concepts aren't that deep to me, but they're interesting socially. Like it's like a social narrative type of thing. But the script and the pacing that they gave me here, where it's all the build up and the keeping my attention from the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie is impressive. Like, I'll take that. 100% I'll take that. It's a solid meal. So
Who
good.
who thought the real hero in this was Sal?
How's Sal the real hero? How's that?
Because he told the woman before he died you shouldn't smoke, and he made sure that the newsman was clear there was not two homosexuals in here.
The man's man, Sal.
And then he died. He was a martyr. He was a Christian martyr.
The hero of the day, Sal.
You shouldn't smoke. You're holding a gun to my head, you dummy.
Well, yeah. Poor Sal. I'll say that. Poor Sal. Yeah, for me, it's 7.6, 7.7 in that territory. It holds my attention. There are flubs, but they aren't like. I don't think it's in the plot realm of the flubs. Not really. There's like technical things that I think are flubs, but not the plot
Camera thing.
is solid from beginning to end. It
How'd
holds my
that
attention.
newsman get a camera? See his face like
They tried to explain it. They showed a guy outside the fucking like near the coffee shop thing, or what was it, a barber shop? The barber shop across the street. They had a cameraman that was in front of one of the cop cars in front of the fucking barber shop, and he's just filming inside the room. And that was their explanation for Pacino being able to see himself and react on camera to the news broadcast. If that's what you're talking about.
it didn't look like that was the angle.
I'm sure it wasn't. but that's what they went with. Yes, it is a flub. But I'll always take plot. I'll take plot over aesthetics all day and night. And I'll take deeper topics, deeper subtext, deeper ideas, bring me to a deeper level, pause in regards to your story. You give me that, I'll forgive fucking plot flubs if you give me something like that.
Ooh, what about this
But
one?
good luck pulling that out. That's a rough one to pull off.
What about
Good.
this one? The reason it took them so long to get the bus limo wasn't because it was hard to find a bus limo. They had to carve that door handle to stuff the gun, and that took hours.
Probably, actually. That I guarantee that FBI cop dude was working on it from the beginning of the movie, bro. He had mechanics working all day on that shit. Building out a little fucking revolver, fucking like a compartment in the door.
Oh, and the stupidity of letting a cop drive the vehicle in the first place too.
Yeah.
He should just went to the crowd and said, "Who will do it? I'll pay you."
Well, look at fucking when he told Sonny that shit about like, hey, when shit goes down, just sit still. We'll take care of Sal.
Yeah.
He should have already. That means Sal was in. He was in. He was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Like, when shit goes down, just sit still. Don't kill me. And that's what he did.
Right.
He knew what was going to happen. He had to know to some degree. But
Well, he should have been like, one of them should have drove maybe.
I don't know if their idea would have been like, okay, then we're out in the open, and then a sniper can hit us or something. But it's like
Shoot the driver with another gunman holding hostages.
well, one of those girls or the bank manager, one of these people can drive the fucking car. Like, do that.
Okay.
And
That would have been better too.
and also fucking Sal, where he's like, "Hey man, if you hit a bump, that gun might go off, so don't have it pointed at me like that." And then he said it at the very end, right when the car was parked. He said like, "Hey, remember about the bumps?" And then Sal puts the gun straight up in the air, and then that's when they go, right at that moment.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's kind of stupid. Like Sal's a dumbass for that, and the script is kind of a dumbass for that.
Well, they made him a
But they
dumbass
had to
too,
go.
so it fit. It fit though. What country you want to go to? Wyoming.
That's not enough. It's not enough for me.
You telling me he's not smart?
Well, he's supposed to be dumb with geography, but smart with like weaponry and shit like that. He's a fucking Vietnam vet, and he's like, he's clenching those guns, man, when he's in the bank and all that shit, man.
Yeah,
He's
they
like, yo, if
weren't
shit goes
witty.
down, Sonny, I'm shooting, bro. Like he's like
I
ready
know,
for that shit.
Neither one. Well, Pacino wasn't exactly what we call witty. He was live.
Yeah.
He's gonna make moves. Wasn't like clever though.
Nah, he thought he was too smart. He overestimated his intelligence in regards to all this shit. He's like,
Yeah,
I know what you're trying to do. I know you. It's like, nah, maybe you knew the average cop thing, but you didn't know like what these FBI motherfuckers would do.
right.
I don't think you knew that. But it is what it is. All right, some decent scores here for Dog Day Afternoon. What is it? 1979?
Dog. Thought you said 75.
75.
75, my bad. 1975. All right. Nice.
Disco was live and jiving.
All right, Dog Day Afternoon. Check it out if you haven't seen it, you weirdos.
And kids were smoking pot in Wisconsin.
Serpico was the movie I was talking about.
Serpico. Okay.
It's like a movie I heard about, but I've never seen it.
I've never even heard of it.
Maybe
It's
watch
like a
it.
cop movie by Al Pacino.
Okay.
Okay.
It came out before The Godfather, right? Oh no, after.
It came out before this. In
Yeah.
73.
73.
Okay.
Have you seen it, Jordan?
No.
Okay.
I thought he was talking about fucking Deer Hunter.
Nah. It was Serpico.
Maybe watch one day. But there you go.